Beautiful morning out here at Perma Pastures Farm, and I'm glad you're going to be along with me, especially all of you people out there that have been asking me, what do I possibly do if I'm not on large acreage? What if I have a postage stamp backyard? How can I possibly be productive out here? We're going to address that today. All right, well, we've often talked about orchards, about food forests, about all those things in the past. But we never broke it down for those of you, the majority of folks out there who live in, let's say, the average neighborhood in America, which, by the way, is the majority of us out there. I too have lived in that environment. So we're going to talk today, we're going to address it fully as far as what you can do in that area. Now, I went and looked it up and I tried to figure the average size of a backyard in America. And that ranges anywhere between 5 to 10,000 square feet of the average. Well, what you see here, this danger tape, it represents a postage stamp backyard. We're talking, this is about 1,000 feet. Actually, it's right at probably 1,000 feet. 1,000 square feet, that is. We're gonna talk about if that's all you have, if you have a postage stamp backyard, nothing wrong with that. You can still grow an enormous amount of food. Let's walk in here and I'll show you. Right off the bat, you see a lot of support species out here. We got black locust coming up out of, it's running all over the place. That is helpful. So you're thinking, I can't eat a black locust. Well, you know what? It would really, depending on your climate, it would be a really good option for maybe an overstory for all the other plants around you that might not be able to handle the heat or just need some sort of protection. Maybe you want to grow gooseberries where you are and you need some kind of shade. This right here is one of the most versatile trees you can use. Over here, we got an apple. And then right here at the base of it, we got a ballin' blueberry. Looks like the birds beat us to this one. I'm standing on an entire ocean of yarrow. Lots of medicinal qualities down there. And we barely got into it, y'all. How cool is that? Comfrey, comfrey, comfrey. And then you want to know, let's go on in here a little bit and I'm going to show you what I got to walk on just to get to the other things. Oh, heavens to Murgatroyd. Look here. Strawberries everywhere. And where you see this danger tape, y'all, just now, this is going to be my own estimation, but where you see this danger tape, there is probably, and I'm actually going to lower the numbers here. I'm going to guess that in this one area, you could almost certainly, if you had a mat of strawberries as ground cover as we do, you're probably looking somewhere at about 20 to 30 gallons of strawberries. Pretty doggone impressive. So you don't have to have a single thing anywhere. Do you see that in nature anywhere? No, you don't. So that's exactly why we're going to replicate everything we see. Oh, look at what we got here, y'all. Blueberries, and they're coming around. Look at that. Little small ones, but this is a low bush blueberry. Another black locust. Over here, another blueberry. We got raspberries over there. Got another, well, this is going to need to be pruned and everything, but this is in a food forest area, so I'm not going to prune it. Also consider around every single tree, we have rosemary, thyme, and garlic. Every single tree, usually it's our productive trees, but they're all productive in my view. We always have at least 2 blueberries and then a couple of nitrogen fixing shrubs the other way. Let's go this way. Over here, oh yeah. This, where you see these coarse wood chips, are the byproduct of William's carving when he was doing spoons and stuff like that. Well, what is that good for? There are tons of mushrooms coming out of here, y'all. Many of them, things you can eat. You can even inoculate this stuff. All these wood chips, we got mushrooms coming out the wazoo. Look over here. Yeah, you know what that is? That's a fig. Pretty hard to kill when they get going. We got some dill coming up there. I think Michelle harvested that a little bit. Also, I want y'all to consider a number of other things. Look, we've barely gotten into it. This is as tiny as it gets. There is tons of food that you can produce out here. Let's keep on going and see what we got. This is heavy with black locusts over here, but like I said, it's just a small snapshot And like I said, this is a postage stamp backyard. Also consider, ask yourself, do you want an orchard or do you want a food forest? Because there is a difference. This, where we're standing, is my food forest. So that's why you don't see a whole lot of intervention when it comes to these trees out here. I'm gonna let them go despite everything in me to want to prune these guys. I'm just gonna let this whole area go wild, and it will ultimately be on autopilot. So ask yourself, do you want more involvement with it? Do you want a little less involvement? It all comes down to what your personal needs are. Let's keep on rolling. Another fruit tree. We got apricots. We got it all. Another blueberry popping up out of here. So, like I said, once again, rosemary, thyme, oregano around every single tree. Blueberry over here. And sadly, y'all, I am literally stepping on my food to do this video. But you'll also notice every single tree, because we're producing our own fertilizer in here as well. Every single tree has a sea of comfrey around it, which we sell at the website. In addition to that, we can also take, now in this case of the black locust, we want to have everything here if that's what you want as a food forest. In the case of this black locust, unless it's really green, you don't want to be using it as your mulch layer down here, because one of its many virtues is that it takes a very long time to break down. So this could easily be replaced with another legume tree, and we got plenty of them out here. It could easily be a false indigo, in which case I would chop that thing plumb down to the ground, which is called coppicing, or depending on my needs, I could pollard, which is up here. Take all that stuff, and where would I put it? Right around my productive trees. How cool is that? Blueberry, raspberry, strawberry. If we wanted, there could be some gooseberries down here. Here's another option you have. I want you to look at where I'm in between here. This is an aisle. Do you see that? Okay, right now it's doing exactly what I want it to do. But ask yourself, could you use it as a means to do something of a centropic design? I could literally run this time of year sweet potatoes all the way up and down here. In fact, last year, we've done other videos where we did the centropic design, and in between every single area, what do? We grew potatoes, and we had a great harvest. Well, it was a moderate harvest. But as your trees are small, maybe you want to alley crop through here. Maybe you want to put all kinds of annuals through here and not disturb the mulch rings anywhere near your tree. But then as your trees grow up and they shade this out, you can make that awesome transition from an annual system to a fully perennial system. Meaning that you come out here, you do the bare minimum, and then you harvest when it's time. How cool is that? We have tons and tons and tons of options out here. And then let me also point out, you will invariably have losses. This here is a black locust, which is extremely abnormal. It's dead, okay? You're gonna have losses. So in time, I will basically take this out and replace it with something that does work. Now I will point out, every tree that we didn't hit with bone sauce down here, the voles got a hold of, and that was mostly our support species. But I'm not really all that disappointed, because what do I got right next to it? Another black locust is popping up. And because this is a food forest, I will do minimal pruning, requires very, very little out of me. I mean, look around you, folks. Is this something you would want in a tiny backyard? Especially in this time in the United States of amnesia, where everything is on shaky ground. No matter where you are, you can find yourself harvest of blueberries. That was not perfect, but tastes fantastic. No pesticides, no nothing. Everything down here is basically on autopilot. And if you want to allow corridors for, let's say, deer and rabbit, well, first of all, don't use bone saws if you want them involved. But we always leave about 10% back for nature, so everybody gets a piece. Everybody gets a piece. The birds, we're pulling in species around here that probably haven't been seen in forever and a day. Just listen. Extraordinary. Extraordinary. And they can all be in your backyard. So whether it's your support species, your medicinal species, your ground cover, your overstory, your understory, your shrub layer, all those things can have a role in what most people would think is too tiny an area to do anything with. How cool is that? All right, y'all, if you need any of the comfrey I talked about, check us out at the website, Bone Sauce, world's best deer repellent. It's not a panacea, but it's the best you can buy. Check us out at the website. If you need anything else, check us out down below. Till next time, this is Billy at Perma Pastures Farm, which to me is Eden. We'll see y'all next time.